I feel like basically everyone's been bullied at some point in their life. Me directly, personally, probably not, but I've always like witnessed other people being bullied, or friends of mine like picking on each other and nature like that. Sometimes my friends like joke with me, and I guess that could be considered bullying, but at the same time, I don't know. They're doing it out of like warm-heartedness, so bullied maybe. It's more of an opinion, I'd say.
I think everyone has at some point.
I would say yes, but mainly by friends in a way that they think is okay.
I think everyone's been bullied at one point in their life. I haven't been bullied in high school. I mean, people call me names and make fun of me. Like, they used to do that, but it never really used to get to me because I had like friends and stuff for support. But I mean, I remember like making fun of other people. I remember other people making fun of me, but I never just like let it got to me to the point where I felt like it really took a toll on me, you know?
I don't notice it that often, but I know it's happening.
Honestly, I don't really see people getting bullied at school. I know it does happen, but I never see it.
Once or twice a week or every other day.
Like once a month.
At least once or twice a month.
People say it doesn't happen a lot, but I think they're just not looking out for the people that it's happening to. I think a lot of comments or like exclusion is like the biggest thing that is bullying going on in our school.
I would say yes. Desensitized. I mean, it's on the news like every other day. Something violent happened, or a shooting happened, or a bombing happened, terrorist threats. It's just like it became like almost like an everyday thing if you turn on the news. So yeah, I would say I'm pretty desensitized to it.
I do think we're being desensitized to school shootings because they happen so often in America now. It's getting to the point where it's ridiculous, and the fact that we're desensitized to that is appalling.
I think I definitely am desensitized because we just know that it exists and media just blows up when it happens. But as a whole, everybody has less of a consideration for it because it's another one, you know? It's not uncommon, and people even make jokes about it now, like saying like, oh, this kid is going to be a school shooter, so it's just it's just another joke that people have.
No, because I don't think that it's something that should ever be desensitized. Like, you should always feel sad about it when you hear about these things.
No, not at all.
No, I don't think video games make people violent. If anything, I think they help people with their violence, because if they're shooting people in games, then they're not shooting them in real life.
I don't think video games really affect it too much. I mean, I've played video games my whole life, and I've played violent video games my whole life, and like the Grand Theft Auto and all that type of stuff. And yeah, they're violent video games, but I don't think that they made me as a person violent. I think it's more as it's individual. Like if the person's naturally violent and they play the games, they're going to be inspired for violence. But I don't think it makes someone violent.
Yes, for sure, because look at half the people that play video games. They are, I don't know, typically the ones that are all like about video games and like the gamer life or whatever and sit inside all day, they end up being the ones that like shoot up schools and stuff like that. Maybe that's a stereotype, and stereotypes are kind of bullying too, so maybe I'm doing that right now. I really don't mean to. I do think video games are really violent though, and I'm really against them. Because they're violent, they're pointless, and they're a waste of time. That's why everyone should just go outside and go for a nature walk or something. You don't need those video games and guns and violence.
I don't think to myself personally, but to other people, I could see how it would to younger kids. I don't know.
I don't play video games, but I know that boys especially feel really cool, especially maybe not war games because we're not in a war, but like Grand Theft Auto, it definitely makes them want to think it's cool to like go out and steal cars, which is like this major crime all of a sudden is cool, and then they don't really think about it in reality that that's just going to be prison.
in a school setting, teachers, they should definitely step in if they see it going on. At the same time, like, it's an everyday life thing and everyone goes through it, so maybe they shouldn't take too much, like, of a stand for it. But if you see someone actually getting, like, hurt and, like, upset by something that someone's saying, obviously you should step in.
I think teachers and parents are the only ones who can really prevent it from happening, because most students aren't going to help out another student as much as they think they'd like to or would. They probably won't. And students and teachers can, and they should.
They should immediately stop it and find out what's happening.
They should stop it.
They should take a stand for it and try to stop it.
Well, obviously stop it immediately. And then should follow up with the cause.
I think that's kind of tough. Teachers should obviously try to stop it in the classroom. It shouldn't be happening. There shouldn't be violence in the classroom.
I think violence is tolerated a lot more in high school because they're saying it's just kids being kids. But that's when you need to stop it. And I think if there were harsher punishments for committing violence or threatening others, then it wouldn't happen as often. And also, parents think that boys are allowed to, like, be violent and it's a part of life, but it just shouldn't be that way, and that means that they have an issue with their communication skills as well.